wanted to ask about this video I saw this morning set to the tune of, I believe, Closing Time, about deportations of illegal migrants. What's the strategy behind the White House's videos they've been putting out on this, and can you kind of talk us through the thinking on these videos?
In case you weren't aware, this video posted by the official White House account, no less, is exactly what Trump Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt is not only going to try to justify, but actively encourage recreating. That's right, the official stance of the Trump administration is that the suffering of immigrants should be turned into viral content. And if that sounds familiar, it's because this is nothing new from Trump's White House. They've been laying the groundwork for this kind of fascist marketing campaign for years because they know exactly how effective it is. Trump's MAGA loyalists are masters at using racialized propaganda to reinforce white supremacy. That's their playbook, and videos like these, they aren't just about stoking outrage. They're about reinforcing the idea that some people's suffering isn't just necessary, but deserved. They want their base to feel a sense of pride in these moments. To them, cruelty isn't a side effect, it's the selling point. And that's why they're treating deportations like some kind of reality show spectacle. They're feeding their audience exactly what it wants: red meat wrapped in bigotry.
We are unafraid to double down and to take responsibility and ownership of the serious decisions that are being made. The specific video you referenced, I think it sums up our immigration policy pretty well. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And we're very proud to repurpose this app, which the Biden administration abused to facilitate the mass illegal entry of illegal immigrants into our country. It was like a fast pass at Disneyland. That's not happening under this administration. We are encouraging illegal immigrants to actively self-deport to maybe save themselves from being in one of these fun videos.
This is where the memes come in. They're not just making these policies more palatable to their base, they're making them fun. A joke, it's a game. Something that can be reshared, laughed at, turned into a catchphrase. Because once you've dehumanized people to the point where their pain is nothing more than content, you can do anything to them. And that's the entire goal of propaganda like this, to turn real human suffering into something meaningless. So that's when atrocities happen. No one feels anything about it when they do.
Every day, the men and women of ICE are going to be in the neighborhoods of this nation arresting criminal, illegal alien, public safety threats, and national security threats. Lawrence, you're not going to stop us. We made a promise to the American people. The President Trump has made a promise to the American people. We're going to make this country safe again. I wake up every morning loving my job because I work for the greatest president in the history of my life, and we're going to make this country safe again. I'm proud to be a part of this administration. We're not stopping. I don't care what the judges think. I don't care what the left thinks. We're coming.
What they really, really want, the big gold nugget in the pan for them, is to find someone who wasn't really solidly Trinidad or MS-13, or might have been just like some gardener or something who'd never been in trouble. That's what they're looking
deal. Big deal. Let them find a gold nugget. Big deal. I don't care if they find a whole pan of gold nuggets. Maybe some people got caught up in it. Who knows? But you're going to get the bulk of them out. They try to do their best. I think they got everybody was a bad guy. But guess what? If there's some innocent gardeners in there, hey, tough break for a swell guy. That's where we stand. We're getting these criminals out of the United States.
Just look at Trump's current border czar, former Obama ICE executive Tom Homan, one of the key architects of the child separation policy, alongside white nationalist Steve Bannon. If this is how they react to a simple hypothetical about an innocent person getting caught up in a deportation raid, then what does that tell you? Well, this was never about removing violent criminals. This is about removing people they perceive as threats, whether they are or not. And that's where things get really dangerous, because once they start applying that logic to one group, well, it never stops there.
What criteria, though, other than, say, tattoos or maybe being in the wrong place at the wrong time, are they using to determine that someone is actually a member of one of these organizations?
Intelligence and the men and women on the ground in the interior of our country who are finally being allowed to do their jobs.
David Beer tracks immigration policy for the libertarian Cato Institute.
Why should any American care about these flights that went and the way those people were sent away?
We have no idea whether these people were in the country legally or illegally, whether they were in a gang or not.
This is how dehumanization leads to real-world violence. We've seen it before. You start by making people seem less than human, criminals, invaders, parasites. Then you justify whatever actions are taken against them. And then suddenly you have an entire system built around persecuting people based on who they are, not what they've done. The moment we let the government normalize this kind of treatment for one group, it becomes that much easier to expand it to others. And that's exactly what's happening here.
There's 26 state attorneys general that have joined our brief to the district court in D.C. to support President Trump's actions and the administration's actions to remove these violent illegal aliens who are actually proxy agents of a foreign government. And I know people throw around the terms invasion, but this is actually if people should look at this more not as a law enforcement operation, but more as a kind of a proxy war by the Venezuelan government.
It's quite clear the president believes he is keeping the United States and its citizens safe from non-citizens who are in the country illegally, first of all, and second of all, who have a long history of committing very, very violent acts, from murder to rape to sex trafficking and so on.
Don't you think they have to prove that, though? Because, I mean, I think I don't think anybody disagrees about their ability to deport people who are murderers or rapists or whatever, but don't they have to actually prove that those people are who they say they are and that they've carried out those acts of those criminal acts?
Well, we know they're violent people because...
How do we know?
Because their records have already been pulled. I mean, these people were violent.
I think that the court,
from where they came from, and now they're here illegally. So
one of the things that
you know, this is why immigration policy isn't just about immigrants. It's about setting the precedent for how far this administration can go. If they can get away with this, they'll keep pushing, and before you know it, the same justifications they're using for mass deportations will be applied to protests, to political dissent, to anyone they decide is un-American. That's the road we're on, folks. And if people don't wake up to that reality, well, it's going to be too late to stop it.